Hello and welcome back to Novel Gaming. I'm Doug.
I'm Katie.
And we played The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, a 2004 game developed by Capcom and Flagship and published by Nintendo. It is a top-down Zelda game for the Game Boy Advance originally. It is currently available on the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy Advance application, so it's in that Game Boy Advance library. So it's in there, and I believe that's how both of us have played it. Mm-hmm. We usually start with mechanics. I think that's a good place to start with this one, because this game is one of those Zelda games that introduces it introduces at least one thing that we hadn't seen before, and then carries over some things that maybe we had only seen in a few games. So the big thing with this one is that you get to shrink.
Yes.
Talk to me about shrinking in a Zelda game.
The first time it happened, it was such a delight because I didn't know what it was going to be, sort of thing. And there's this wonderful little cutscene that plays every time you shrink. You can't skip it later because
it took me so long to realize I could skip it.
Yeah, Link and Eslo don't need to dance on top of every tree stump for 5 minutes.
No.
But the first time it was joyful. And then you see them drop down and bounce off like a mushroom or a leaf or something, and that was fun. And then you're in the overworld and you're like a tiny little speck that has a dialogue bubble that says this is you.
Primarily to show you what direction you're facing.
Yeah. Yes. And where you are.
Right.
And then when you get into, I particularly liked the kind of spaces in between the overworld and a village you'd get to, where it's you're going through, there's pieces of grass or a big acorn or things like that are so much bigger than you as tiny little Link. It was fun to do the be big, be small. There were also points later where I was like, oh my gosh, I need to find a place to get small and then come back here. And I just wish it was closer.
I was very convinced that at some point, and I kept convincing myself of this, even though it kept proving me wrong. I was so convinced at some point in this game, I'm just going to be allowed to shrink whenever I want, right? That's clearly something that's going to happen. It's so obvious that at some point I'm just going to be able to do this.
So obvious, Doug.
No.
So
you never get to do that.
Happening.
Because a lot of times it's because you have to solve a Zelda-esque puzzle to...
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool, and I thought it was used well overall throughout. But there definitely were some times where I was like, I wish it was easier to be small, to get that size and get back.
Yeah, I definitely had that feeling of I wish it was easier to get small, but I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of wish that you had to do the back and forth between small and big more. There were some times where I was sort of I feel like this game has kind of forgotten that you shrink. There were certain portions of dungeons or certain, areas of the world where I was like, I don't feel like I had to shrink at all in this section, which is fine. I mean, the game is still good regardless of whether you're shrinking or not. But I would be totally down for more of it. Can I tell you, I didn't know that this game had anything to do with shrinking.
No. And Minish,
that was totally new to me.
Because Minish is a nonsense word in my mind, but then once I'm small, I'm miniature.
Right.
Mini-ish.
Mini-ish, Yeah. I mean, my favorite thing about the world when you are small is when you get to go into an environment where your character on screen is as big as they normally would be, but you are still small in the world. So you are in a world full of extremely large things. So you might walk past a berry that's massive, or you might walk past a shoe that's huge, those are always my favorite things. And all of the art for those environments is gorgeous.
The art generally is so good in this.
The whole game looks beautiful, and the sprite work is incredible. The sprites are so much more animated than they need to be. But I love it so much. It's just that the miniature worlds are they're pixelated paintings, They're so cool.
Yeah. The shoe shop
It's like the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, was like really fun. There was especially a moment later in the game where you finally get to talk to the Picori that are on top of the table.
Yeah.
And the like human is asleep. And you could see their hair and arms and stuff sleeping on it. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at how little I am and how big they are.
I love it.
Yeah. It's also funny as Minish size, as little Link, how cats and dogs react to you.
Yeah.
Where cats try to get your ass. And then dogs talk to you in English, at least the version we're playing, because we are English speakers. But it was like so funny. They're like, we're gonna make cats swipe at you, and we're gonna make dogs so excited to see you. They're actually gonna talk to you.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I don't know if I missed a beat where they explained this, or if it just is didn't. The world itself. But yeah, you can talk to animals when you're Picori sized. I don't know why that's the case. Whatever. Yeah, you could talk to there's like a little chick that talks to you. I think there was something else I ran into at some point that I was able to talk to that I was like, oh my god, why can I talk to you? And it was because I was small. It's just like a weird little magical element of the game that I don't think they ever explained to you.
No.
Which does then mean that you can like revisit some of those animals that you just kind of thought were populating the world to make it feel alive, and then go talk to them.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah. I'm interested mechanic-wise. There were a lot of different items in this game that served a lot of different purposes. So how did you feel about all the different items? Were there ones that were rising to the top for you of like favorite ones to use?
So it's this is one of those things that made me feel so nostalgic for like the early Zelda games that I played on Game Boy, because some of the items are the same, and I felt the same way about them, where it's like, oh, the boomerang is optional. I'm going to buy the boomerang because I can buy the boomerang. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. That's why it's optional, because I'm never going to use it. There's like one time I can remember being like, oh, I could use the boomerang for this. But then I was like, I probably didn't have to, though, because I assume not everyone buys the boomerang. So like, I remember that being a thing from the original game, too, being like, I'm never going to use my boomerang. I'm sad there's no like grapple hook. That's one of my favorite like old items. But I love so much the mole mitts. I love the mole mitts in this game. You get these big claws that you can use to dig through the walls.
Yeah.
My only complaint is that you have to hit A every single time you want to dig. You can't just like run through.
You should hold, yeah.
But the thing that keeps me from being really mad about that is the animation for Link using the mole mitts is my favorite animation in the game. He looks so funny using them, and the expressions on his face are so clear, even though they're these tiny little sprites. Oh, it's so funny. That's by far my favorite. Just like maybe not necessarily my favorite to use in the game, but it is my favorite item just based on vibes alone. I think my favorite to use in the game, I was so relieved to get Rock's cape, because getting to jump is life-changing.
Yes. To jump and glide, to fall with style.
Truly, exactly.
Yeah.
What about you? Were there any items that you were psyched to see or bummed to see?
Yeah, so I used my boomerang a lot because I used that to stun enemies, and I did the Tingle sibling journey.
Yes.
Which allows you to get an upgraded boomerang that you can control the direction.
That is when I started using it a little bit. And when I was sort of like, I can use this to help me solve puzzles, or I can use this to hit things out of reach. Yeah.
Yeah. So I use the boomerang a lot because some of the enemies, I love that most of the enemies, when they hit you, they take like a quarter of a heart. So it's like not a huge deal to get hit. Yeah. But I was getting hit a lot from like wizards that shoot things, and so I was like, let me boomerang the hell out of them before they disappear, and then chop them up. So the boomerang I ended up using a lot because of the stunning power.
Yeah, that's smart. That's a smart way to play.
Yeah. Thank you.
The one sort of mechanic we haven't talked about that plays a role in this for sure, like it is very required at certain points, is the cloning thing. Did it work for you? Did you love it, hate it, neutral?
I was kind of neutral about it. I thought it was interesting and it was helpful. It took me a while to realize I can't move some of these things because I don't have enough links, right? So like, especially in the beginning before you have beaten the 2 temples to get your first sword upgrade where you can. But once I figured that out, it was fine.
I do think the duplication thing for me is kind of representative in general of some of my feelings on this game. Overall, I had a really good time playing this. I really enjoyed it. And I often felt really satisfied with like the puzzles and stuff. But similar to the shrinking thing, I was like, this feels almost like an underutilized element of the game. Like, you don't have to do it that much. And I don't know that it needed to happen all the time, or like that there needed to be a dedicated section in every temple to like all of your duplicating stuff. But every time they did like a clever thing with the duplicating, or every time they try to trick you and you figure them out instead, I felt so satisfied. It's like really rewarding, I feel like, to figure out one of the duplication puzzles. Not necessarily duplication combat, because those little duplicates are real touchy. Like, they hit a wall the wrong way and all 4 of them are like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. And by
so I don't love them.
Gently walk into it for half a second.
Brush up against it. Look at it a little too long. So I don't like the duplication combat, but I love the duplication puzzles. So I wouldn't have been mad if there were a few more clever duplication puzzles.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Thumbs up for this game? Thumbs totally down for this game? What are you feeling?
A thumbs up. It was a lot of fun. It was very cute. And there were some cool things in this game that I hadn't really done in other Zelda games. So it's a thumbs up for me. How about for you?
Yeah, big thumbs up. I mean, it's stylish. I like this style of Zelda game, just like aesthetically. I really enjoy it. I really felt like nostalgic for this type of Zelda game. So that was like a big, huge thing. It was just like the feeling of doing these types of dungeons again.
Yeah.
I also think it really solidified to me like what kinds of Zelda games I really get more into. And then in general, I think it just pulls off most of the stuff it's trying to do. And like the unique stuff feels rewarding. Like it feels important to the game, even if it doesn't always feel like it is present. It feels baked in.
Yeah.
So big thumbs up for me. Very happy we played this.
Me too. And thanks everybody for watching. If you played Legend of Zelda Minish Cap and want to let us know your thoughts, feel free to leave us a comment. And if you want to hear a longer, more detailed and spoiler-filled version of this conversation, check out the podcast episode linked in our description below. Thanks again. Bye.
See ya.